squeeze in 2 videos today. Just got done babying all my tomatoes, getting them all ready, getting them tied up, just babying them, y'all. You have to. If your tomatoes, they're probably one of the most sensitive things in your garden, maybe. Tomatoes. Yeah, because you really have to watch them and you really have to baby them, or you can lose a plant in a heartbeat. But the second video I'm going to do today, y'all excuse my appearance. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. Yeah, so I'm done for the day. But I thought I'd squeeze in just one more video while I'm right here up under our garden shed. Just some essentials that you're going to need for gardening. Of course, you're going to need your area. You're going to need, let's see, what's the next thing you're going to need? You're going to need your area, rope it off, get it ready. I explain a lot of this on my blog. And y'all saw how we did it. Maybe I didn't start doing videos as we were tilling our ground and things like that. But maybe next year I can catch that one and maybe kind of squeeze it in. But get your ground prepared. Get somebody to till up your area. Get it prepared. Run a disc through it. Run a tiller through it. Whatever. Rope it off. Find out what size you want it. Then you'll have to determine whether or not you need a fence or you need some kind of barrier or something to keep the predators out. Do your research. This is the first year, like I said, we've used our electric fence to keep animals out, and so far it's working pretty good. Last year we didn't, and deer came through and ate everything down. Raccoons too. So we had nothing last year. Then you're going to need your essentials, like this is our garden shed. Let me get back and I'll show you what our garden shed looks like. Ow. You don't have to have a garden shed, y'all. Just some place to store your tools. This is our little garden shed. We bought this years ago. I'll give you a little tour. We keep all of our tools in here. We keep our tiller in here. Our tractor's down in the pasture. But we come in and, y'all, I got to squeeze in. I got a bale of hay in my way. Here is where I hung up like our hose, our rakes, shovels, things like that you're going to need. You're going to need a good hoe, a good sharp hoe. It's for, helping get the weeds out and things. We've got this little triangular hoe that we use to make rows and to get in between corn stalks because it's a little more narrow where you won't cut your corn stalk down. We've got a little shovel here. Let's see. We've got fertilizer. This is what I'm talking about, your fertilizer. We use triple 15, and we get this from our local co-op and or tractor supply place. It's triple 15 fertilizer. That's 15, 15, 15. You got nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. I think that's potassium. It says potash, but K is potassium. So there's your nitrogen, there's your phosphorus, and there's your potassium. I knew it was some of those 3, but it's 15% of each one. So this is what we use through our whole garden. And I have a little greenhouse window here, but it worked out good. The top part where everything's getting sun, but the bottom part I would continue to have to rotate them and things like that. And now I do a lot in my house. I store a lot of my saved containers and saved trays to where I can use them later. Let me get some light in here. This is my tiller I call Maud. I used to watch my papa in his garden all the time when he had 2 old mules. And one of them's name was Maud, and I can't remember the other one's name. Nellie, I think. And I would watch him work with 2 old mules all the time. And he used to get so aggravated, one of them would just sit down in the middle of the garden and decided she was done for the day. So when he got tired of messing with mules, he got him a tiller. So David bought me this year, one year for Mother's Day, and we have used it ever since. So this is my old faithful Maud. We have our bug spray over here, and here is the little drill auger that we use to dig our holes with. It attaches to the end of your drill, and you can use it and make your holes with this for your plant. And let's see, we use 7 dust sometimes. Sometimes I use diatomaceous earth over there. And that's basically pretty much what we've got in our garden shed right here. So, let's see. You're going to need gloves, of course. You know, if you don't want to get your hands, you know, ladies, your manicures and stuff like I do. I don't want to mess up my manicure all the time. But let me go back and make sure my fence is turned on this time. I didn't turn it on when I got done working the other day, and that's how come something got in my garden. So I'm going to fix up back my pulleys here. Let's see, what else you going to need? This year we're using hay to mulch our garden with and help control the weeds. So we've got hay out here. We started out the year with a big round bale of hay, and we set it right there, and we used all of it. And then just filling in spots, you know, and where grass is coming in, we just keep mulching, keep throwing grass on top, keep throwing hay on top of it. So eventually next year, this is all going to get tilled in the ground, and it's going to make compost, and we'll do the same thing again next year. It'll just make the soil better and more rich. So that's a plus for us. So let's see, what else are you going to need? If you're, find out, research what kind of staking method you want to do for your tomatoes. You're going to need to stake them and tie them somehow. So you need to figure out what you want, whether or not it's going to be T-posts and cattle panels, or it's going to be tomato cages, or it's going to be wooden sticks and tie string. Research how you're going to do how you're going to stake your tomatoes. And you know what? I want to put this out there for people that doesn't have the space for a garden, but you want to grow some vegetables. Y'all check into raised beds for small spaces. Check into container gardening. You can grow squash in a pot, a squash plant, okay, in a pot. You can grow tomatoes in buckets. You can grow them in pots. I've seen people grow potatoes in trash bags, just mounding up a dirt hill and putting some potato eyes in it. I just watched a video where a lady, what is it called, the Ruth Stout method. Y'all can look her up on YouTube. Excuse me, I messed with hay. It's getting to my allergies. Ruth Stout method. She takes cardboard, lays it down on the ground, on top of grass, just cardboard, okay? Then she'll throw down hay and maybe some dirt on top of it. You can use some dirt, but this lady didn't. She just threw hay down on top, and then all of a sudden she just threw potato eyes down, and then she covered them up with hay. Voila, y'all. And then I'd like to go back and watch the video. I think I'll do that and watch and see how she did it. But Ruth Stout, S-T-O-U-T, I think. Check her out, and the way she grows potatoes. It's pretty cool. Y'all, you can come up with methods to grow anything. You don't have to have a big old garden spot like we do. Research, see what you got, use what you have. 5-gallon buckets, trash bags, container pots. Take some barrels, cut them in half. Kiddie swimming pools is a good little thing. Anything that you get, though, make sure that you have drain holes on the bottom. These things up here are barrels that are cut in half. Let me see if I can zoom you in. Barrels that are cut in half. And, of course, some of them's turned over right now because we don't have anything in them. But put you some drain holes in them on the bottom, and voila, fill them up with dirt, use them. Those are some barrels. Those blue things are barrels cut in half. I used to use those to water my goats with. I'd have watering troughs just stationed out here in the out in the pasture here at different places and have water for them. That was the barn where I raised all my goats. It's a dog kennel down there. That was the buck barn where I had all my bucks. This was the doe barn where my milking station, everything is. Kidding pens, everything inside that barn. So I do miss my goats. Let's see, what else do you need? Just do your research, y'all. You can plant a plant in anything and grow. You can grow a broccoli head in a pot. You can grow cabbage in a pot. You can grow tomato plants in a pot, in a 5-gallon bucket. You can even plant corn seed in your flower beds. But it should be planted towards the back because it's probably going to be your tallest growing thing. And then, y'all, come on, what's it called? Be spontaneous. Just see what you can come up with. Throw some seeds out there somewhere. I don't care. Just play around with stuff. Let's see. Sunflowers, you can put in flower beds. You can grow them for the birds. You can actually get the varieties that you can dry and roast. Let's see, pumpkins, they pretty much need to go in the ground, and watermelons too because they're running vines. Now, I've known some people to do trellises using the cattle panels and stack them up in V's, tie them up in V's, but it's going to have to be something heavy to bear the weight of all these watermelons and pumpkins, but people's done it. What else are you going to need? Let's see. Water source. We have a hydrant. Like, there's the edge of the garden. We have a hydrant right there. We stretch a hose to. We hook up a sprinkler system. At this end, we hook up a sprinkler system. And then on this end, we got a hydrant up there. We will hook up another water system going down through this way. Come the heat of the summer, and we need the water. So right now, we don't need the water. It's raining really good. Let's see what else we need. But y'all, it's not hard to really do gardening. I've known some people with disabilities that are in wheelchairs, and they have even had someone build them. Ooh, my hair. Had someone build them raised beds to where they could get their wheelchair up underneath the potting station. And y'all just have a good time. It can be done, y'all. We're going to make sure this fence is on this time. There we go. Yeah, it's on because I just touched it. It works, y'all. Oh, yes, Jesus, it works. I just touched it. Okay, that's enough. Don't laugh. Stop laughing. Okay. If my oldest son would have been out here, he would have laughed his head off at me. He already tricked me one time with this electric fence and told me it wasn't on. He said, just touch it. Well, gullible me, I touched it. I never listen to your kids, especially when they love to aggravate you. Anyway, he got a kick out of that. Oh, sun's going behind the clouds. Sun's coming out right now, but we're expecting some rain this evening. But I need a drink. Just lemonade, y'all. Not that kind of drink. I need some lemonade. I'm hot. I'm getting tired. I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to lay down and get some rest because I got to go for round 2 when I wake up. My husband's bringing home some meats that we're going to separate into meals and vacuum seal and put in the freezer, and I've got to process some cheese, and that's another video is how we harvest our things and how we put up foods, and not just canning. I mean, we have 2 freezers that we use, and we put up foods in the freezer. We buy chicken when it's on sale, and we will come home and we will separate it into meal portions and vacuum seal it and put it in the freezers. So he's out making a Kroger run today. Of course, now with this COVID thing going around, I'm ready to get back to normalcy, y'all. I really am. I'm really sick of it, to tell you the truth. I'm sorry, but I really am. He made a Kroger run. Of course, they're limiting what you can get, so we're just trying to get what we can. And then that's my plan for my second half of the day. He is actually going to do the majority of cooking the supper. He's going to fix some deer steaks from a deer that he killed last year that was in the freezer. So we're going to have deer steaks. What else? Just let me make your mouth water for a minute. Pinto beans and cornbread. Some green beans. What else can I throw in there? And some potatoes. That's what we're going to do. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Biscuits. Yeah. Did I make your mouth water? Okay. So I did my job. Okay. But y'all, that's the basics of having a garden. Don't think that you have to go out here and spend a lot of money having a garden. If you've got friends that can share some seeds with you, I share seeds all the time with friends. Like I said, I buy a lot of my seeds at our co-ops or our tractor supply places. Any kind of agricultural supply places. It's going to be different. For that, hey, that was right up under my nose. Different call different things for different states, okay? Just your local agriculture supply place, okay? I get a lot of seeds, and when I'm done using them, I'm going to put them in the freezer. Y'all don't think that's funny, but you really can. You can put your unused seeds in the freezer and save them for next year. Or keep them in a cool, dry place, okay? No dampness needs to get to your seeds, but I know that sounds contradictory to put them in the freezer, but a lot of the seeds that I put in the freezer are inoculated, so they're going to be protected. So, because the corn seeds that we just used this year, stopping up my nose. The corn seeds that we use this year is seeds that I've been digging in for 3 years now. These seeds are 3 years old, and I've had them in the freezer. So share seeds with somebody. See if someone will be willing to share some seeds with you. Let's see, to where it doesn't cost so much. If you do choose the container method, you are going to have to think about dirt and nutrients in your soil. Okay, if your dirt is not good, you are going to need to put some kind of potting soil or topsoil mixed in with it to give it some of that extra nutrients. And then think about your fertilizer that you want to use. Y'all, it doesn't have to be a big bag like that. That's a commercial bag. It doesn't have to be big like that. It can be a small bag. And actually, for my tomato plants, I'll tell y'all what I did. I used a homemade fertilizer. I gotta sit down a minute. I used a homemade fertilizer in the holes of my tomato plants. I explained this when we planted our tomato plants, what I use. I made a homemade fertilizer with used coffee grounds, Epsom salt, and baking soda. That's what I use. I've seen some people use potash. Some old timers will put potash in their holes with their plants or around the plant after you get it planted. If you forget to put some in a hole, just put it around the base of the plant. Just don't let it touch the stem of the plant to where it'll burn it. And then, periodically through the growing season, we will use the triple 15. I've had better luck with triple 15 out here in my garden spot than I have any other kind of fertilizer. A lot of people use the potash. Your wood ashes from your wood stove or your fireplace, people use that. And y'all, those things are good for rose bushes too. Epsom salt is good for rose bushes. Potash is good for rose bushes. I'm not saying go out there and sprinkle it all on your rose bush. I'm talking about around the base of the plant, sprinkling it. Let's see. Yeah, think about your dirt, think about your fertilizer and your soil. What did I not cover? Let's see. Share seeds. See if someone will be willing to part with some seeds. I know a friend of mine, she is in a seed swapping group. That's awesome. A lot of heirloom seeds, seed swapping groups. Y'all, you can find seeds at Lowe's, at Walmart. Dollar General even has seeds, y'all. Just kind of be careful of the kind of seeds that you get. Some of them are better than others. Let's see, what else? Fertilizer, all of your tools that you're going to need. That's all I can think of off the top of my head, y'all. You can find a whole lot more information on our gardening page on our blog, and I will link that down below. And more things that I've probably had more time to think about than just off the top of my head. Just your basic needs. You're going to need a good sprayer if you use any kind of bug spray. And y'all, you don't have to use chemical bug spray. You can use, there's all kinds of natural sprays out there that you can use for bugs, and you can use for on your tomato plants for powdery mildew, any kind of fungus, blight, blossom end rot. There's all kinds of natural sprays. You can Google natural sprays for, and then type in what you want. What's another one you can Google? But once you get there, you'll have so many options. It'll tell you so many things. Have you a good little, I think that one I've got in there is a 2-gallon sprayer. I'm not going to spray today because we're expecting a rain tonight. So I'm going to wait, because if I spray right now, it's just going to get washed off anyway. So I'm going to wait till after the rain passes. It's supposed to rain every day this week. So I'm going to wait till the rain passes, then I'll spray. We've got good, and the good thing about the hay, y'all, that we're using, especially when it comes around to the summertime, the hay right now is going to keep in a lot of the moisture when it does rain. So in the summertime, when you're in your drought months and you get lucky enough and you get a good thunderstorm to come through here, that hay is going to help keep in some of the moisture, and it'll last a couple of days. In the heat of the summer and you're going through a drought, it may rain, a good thunderstorm, and it may pour down rain, and the next day it can be dry as a bone. That means that your dirt has already soaked up all that water and it's gone. Hay and mulch will help retain a lot of moisture. We've got some friends that are using black plastic to help keep in moisture. You can find a lot of that. It's also used for weed control in your aisles. You can use black plastic, lay it down. You can use anything for mulch. Your hay, though, you need to make sure that it's good and dead. There's not a lot of grass seeds in it, or hay seeds, or that's just defeating your purpose. You're going to have more grow up in it. A lot of people use grass clippings. Yes, you can, but don't set them somewhere and let them die out first. You don't want to put fresh clipped grass right in your garden, because you're just going to be spreading the seeds right in your garden, and grass is going to pop up just like that. So if you have one of those, we've got one. If you have one of those lawnmowers that sucks up your grass clippings at the same time, and you want to empty it out somewhere, empty it out in a pile somewhere in the sun, let it dry, let it die out, compost a little bit, then use it as mulch in your garden. Don't use fresh clippings. Let's see what else. Mulch. I think I've thought of everything off the top of my head right now that I can. Ooh, that sun, my eyes. I think that's about all. If I missed anything, just go to our gardening page on our blog. I've got step by step how we plant our garden, the things I need to go back and add new things to our page, like the electric fence and the hay part. I'm going to go back and I'm going to add some things to our page. As you learn things, or as I learn things, I will always update my blog pages and add new things to it. So these two things that we're doing different this year, I will go back and add those to my page, just one thing at a time. I love being outside during the spring and the summer, and my house is the cleanest during the fall and winter because there's nothing to do outside. But my house is cleaner then. You don't want to see my house right now. Yes, I keep it picked up, but now I'm fixing to have to do a deep clean. But during the summertime, I'm outside. I love doing things outside. I'll clean on rainy days when I can't get in the garden. But I'm a little bit behind on my house cleaning right now. And I need to clean. But I'm out here today. I wanted to baby my tomatoes. And it's a good thing I did. So I got them all so I can work inside a couple of days now. But as we learn things and as we try new things, I update our blog. So if I have missed anything, just go to our gardening page, like I said, on our blog. I'll link it below, and all kinds of information. So, but as of right now, I'm tired, I'm hot, my mouth feels like cotton. I need to go get something to drink, and then I'm going to take a shower, and I'm going to get some rest, and wake up and do some more things. So I hope y'all have enjoyed this little bit of information, and I hope you can use it and have fun in your garden. Oh, and some things I want to stress. Keep your garden watered when it's the times of year when you are not going to have a lot of rain. Know your zone, know your area, when you have rains, when you don't, when your dry seasons are going to be, because you're going to have to get water to your garden somehow. If you can, set up an irrigation system. If you can't, run you some water hose from some hydrants. Old timers used to just have to fill up buckets and tote them to the garden and water the plants. You got to figure out a water system. Also, figure out your, y'all, senior moment, it just left me. Weed control. Y'all, you got to take control of your weeds. I see a lot of first-time gardeners, and they make the mistake of planting a garden, planting the seeds, and then just forgetting it, y'all, and waiting on everything to grow. waiting on everything to produce. Y'all, you can't do that. You can't just expect it to survive on its own. There is maintenance to having a garden, and you got to be prepared for that. You have to baby your plants. You have to stake up those tomatoes. Get off those dead leaves that's stealing nutrients. Stake those tomatoes up. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I'm getting tired. Hoe in between those corn rows and those corn stalks. Y'all, you have to keep the weeds out. Weeds can suffocate a plant completely out. They will steal the nutrients from the soil that plant needs, and that plant's not going to produce, and you're not going to have anything. You're not going to reap anything in your garden that you sowed. So, water. You have to keep the weeds under control. I do not like weeds in my garden. I can't stand it. It's a pet peeve. I got to keep it either tilled out or hoed out or put mulch down. So that's why you need a good hoe, y'all. Keep the weeds out. Don't let them steal the nutrition from your soil and from your plants and suffocate them. And water. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't say that first. That's 2 good points. So take this information, use it, put it to use. Don't give up on your garden if something doesn't grow this year. Y'all, there's no telling how many things I've tried to do out here in this garden, and it just hasn't worked. We went all out one year and just grew everything I thought I could grow out here. Some things we wound up not even liking because of the texture. I do not like spaghetti squash. Yeah, I don't like spaghetti squash. I don't like the texture. We tried acorn squash. It didn't matter how I cooked it. I just could not acquire a taste for acorn squash. We grew something else one year, butternut squash. We don't like the taste of it. And y'all, I had boo-koodles of it. I had to find people to give it to. We didn't want to waste it and throw it away, so we found people to just give it to. I didn't want to sell it. I tried it. It grew. We just didn't like it. And then there's times I have just absolutely labored out here and didn't grow anything. It didn't come up. I don't know why. It could have been the seed. It could have been the soil. It could have been I didn't plant it right. So y'all, don't get discouraged in your garden if something doesn't come up. Just like my zucchini and squash. I see some beginning to pop up. All of it may come up. All of it may not. The ones that don't come up, I'll just go back through. I'll pull back the hay. I'll squeeze in a couple of more seeds. They'll just grow later. They'll come in later. I might have stuff coming in out here all the way up to the first frost in October. I may wind up having, some things all the way up till then. So, stagger planting. It won't bother me a bit. Some things are going to grow better than others. So, don't get discouraged in your garden if your first year is a flop. Don't give up. Know what to do different next year. A lot of first-time gardeners, they give up. They're like, well, we didn't have anything to grow this year. Y'all, look, there's been years we've had trouble in our garden. We've had, like last year, went all through that labor just for deer and raccoons to come through and wipe us all out. Ate every one of our plants down to the nubs, y'all, not kidding. Ate every corn cob off of the stalk. We had nothing, okay? So, things that we've planted out here, like I said, haven't grown. Just don't give up, y'all. First-time gardeners, don't give up. Keep trying. Find out from your neighbors. Hey, can you tell me maybe what I did wrong? Are y'all having problems with y'all's tomatoes this year? There was one year people were having trouble with their tomatoes. I don't know if it was the plants that we bought or the seeds or if it was just the crazy weather. But do your research and just make some notes. Do a journal. Make some notes of things. Okay, let's do this next year. We did this. It didn't really work. Let's see what we can do better next year. Do your research. Dig. Ask people. Don't give up. Gardening is such a pleasure, y'all. This is my therapy during the spring and the summer. That and a swimming pool somewhere or the lake. I don't care which one. Give me water. I am a summer person. I'm a water baby. Give me the water. Just keep playing, keep experimenting, don't give up, make a journal, do your research before you start planting your garden, or just jump all in if you want to. I do that sometimes too. My husband's like, did you, he knows not to even ask me. I experiment, I play around a lot. I want to see if I can grow this. And so he knows me by now, so he quit asking questions. He knows me. He's like, is this a play area right here you're experimenting with? Yes, dear, it is. Okay. So he knows. Just work with me, people. Don't give up. Have fun with your garden. As for me, I'm going to have fun. I'm just going to take a shower and get something to drink. So I will put a lot of things in the description box below. Y'all just shoot me some comments. Keep them nice, though. And if y'all got some suggestions of how y'all do some things, let me know. I may find something new for next year, and I'll be sure to write it down. So y'all take care, and God bless.